Hello, brothers and sisters. I'm Light and Dark. Welcome to my page. My page by Common Sense, but I try to keep it down under the nitty-gritty, under 10 minutes. If it goes over 10 minutes, that means it's something very, very, very important. And not important to liberals, libertards, far leftists, people like to smoke, people like to drink, people like ayahuasca, people like DMT, people who are religious, okay? And if you have a question about why these videos are not important to you, most of you, all you gotta do is ask the questions down below. Or skedaddle, because that's the whole purpose of my videos, to make them unique, non-ambitious, okay? And creative. Just for me being me, okay? Alright? The one and only Indigo child, okay? Who is basically of the dark side. Kind of like Mace. Use the power of the force, but use the evil, because the evil is everywhere, right? So you got to use all of the energy of negativity in order to destroy evil once and for all. I'm one of those guys. Mace. The purple lifesaver. But of course, let's get on with the topic for the day. I saw a video, which basically, it was a beautiful woman I saw on the internet. And I'm curious about these women who try to make these videos catering to men. And she said something in particular of, do a woman want a deep connection with a man? Now, over all my years of experience of talking to women and men, the resounding answer is what? Do women overall want a deeper connection to men? Who got the answers out there? The answer is absolutely not. 90%. I don't need to know 90% of women. I don't need to know them because I actually therapeutically counseled them. They actually told me the information. So I'm not talking about my feelings. This is the difference between me and a lot of other therapists or counselors, or you want to say mentors on the internet. I get the information from them. They do not want a deep connection with any man. Especially if that man or whatever teacher that's teaching them is basically a man who thinks with logic. Thinks with a big head instead of a little head. Most women don't like logic. They don't like that shit. That's not what they're built about. What they told me is that it's boring. And when back in my days when I used to do in Gigolo and Gigolo and services, I always asked them, why don't you just get more educated and do some more research? Okay, they're not interested. The only time, I'm going to tell you when a woman is when she's interested, is when she's in her 60s. That is crazy. I've talked to women, older women, and they all said to me, I regret not trying to get educated. Do you hear what I'm saying, what they told me? They told me that shit. They said, I wish I had a young man like you. When I was 22, I was getting paid instead of getting laid. I keep telling you guys. Get paid instead of getting laid. You don't even have to have sex with them, okay? Jesus Christ, guys. Y'all could be more creative than that. Okay? Talk to the women and they won't tell you a lie. They are master manipulators. I say it again. Women are 10 times more better at cheating than men. And women are better at holding masks. The white woman is the worst because you already know who went in the court system and the justice system. It's mostly white women. It is more white women in America than black women, okay? Now, black women could have that attitude in ghetto more than white women do, but white women know better not to act like that. Okay? But that's the real reason why. They haven't been taught or they don't want to learn. Because I offered services for women to pay me to know this knowledge. I'm like a gatekeeper. So I have to be a gatekeeper because if I start giving free knowledge on the internet too much, guys is going to pick up on what I'm doing. Because I'm old school. I told you this already. I'm myself. I can be like this and still pull honeys. I don't have problems with that. It's how you talk. It's how you carry yourself. It's how you tell them a particular thing you would do and keep it secret, keep it safe to yourself. And also, basically, keep it away from other people's ears, okay, right? I talk to countless women. They always tell me the same fucking thing. They get bored. They never love the motherfucker, because that's even worse. When you find out that a woman is pregnant with some other dude's child, then you already know right there she never loved you from the beginning. It actually happened to me, and I'm being honest about it. And I had a virgin wife. Look at that. Okay, so now you know for sure that women are not to be trusted. You have to protect yourself. I actually had to protect myself and think of 3 different ways of protecting myself. Through the demon, okay, or you want to call them angels, you call them what the fuck you want. Or me being a professional to kill that bitch off, because I'm not getting tortured. And you or get risk going to jail, because you can go to jail and be safe, okay, right? And you'll learn your lesson, right? Or the third way is basically sign a prenup. Another way is basically making sure that, you know, you got things on camera. You got to have all this stuff set up for the woman so she won't falter. But 9 times out of 10, they don't want a deeper. They are terrible communicators. They will not tell you how they feel. They do not know. I actually gave my ex-wife, when she was living with me, I said, is there anything? She always told me no. She always told me no, there's nothing wrong. But then I realized that I wasn't hard on her at all. I just simply said, do what you did when you was in Ethiopia. That's my ex-wife. The difference between a woman who's modernized and a woman who's not modernized is that she's not exposed to social media. And you guys were right about the social media. You literally have to, as a matter of fact, you have to expose everything to the social media to see if they can pass your test, because you have to give the shit test. You got to do the shit test, guys. I'm sorry. That will save you a lot of time early. You got to kind of anticipate it. Like chess moves. Most guys are not very good at chess. I always ask them, do you play chess? They don't play chess. They're either too young and dumb. They don't play chess. When you think 10 steps ahead, and you are one of these guys like me, and I beat a lot of old guys, old heads in Brooklyn. I see them playing chess, and I keep winning because they don't see the strategy that I have, okay? If you can play without the queen on the board, then you are the man, okay? All right? I'm a man's man, okay? No Diddy intended, okay? But that is the overall answer. That's it. Do women want a deeper connection? I'm making this video because I saw a beautiful woman on the internet talking about women do want a deeper connection. No, they don't. That's a fact coming from me talking to them personally. I have YouTube videos talking to women. And I get, because I'm attractive a certain way, they basically expose all of the beans. They don't really hold back. They don't have anger for me. They just tell me nicely, nonchalantly. They just tell me shit that I just don't want to hear. I hear women tell me that they like to be raped. There are women who like to be choked and fucked a certain way. I know secret spots on women's bodies that most guys don't know. But you keep on thinking that you better than me. Okay? But other than that, I know for a fact, okay, that anecdotally, through my experiences, you should contact me so you can get the best fatherly advice. Because I had patrons all of the time. Not all of the time, but in my past I had patrons. They will pay, but they wouldn't keep in touch. And so I had to cut them off. I'm not interested in your money. I'm interested in your energy and your devotion to me. And you spread my knowledge the correct way. You don't steal my knowledge and say, oh, this is yours. This is you're trying to change yourself up because you want to be like me. Don't do that. You'll be cursed. Okay? Something bad will happen to you. But anyway, what else is there to say about women and if they want to be a deeper connection with men? It doesn't matter if you're a beta alpha male, Pookie, or Ray. Doesn't matter if you're a nice guy. They do not need that deeper connection. They'd rather read 50 Shades of Grey, okay, because they've been corrupted already. You literally got to keep a woman away from the social media just to keep her safe from herself, harming herself. Like my ex-wife, begging me all the time, I want to come back like it was. I said, no, I did tell you. I talked to you. I communicated effectively. Men are the logical. They're the logicans. But that's all I really want to say in this video, because I got to get out of here and go to work, okay? Because I'm not your average man. I'm not your Peter Pan. Most women did not, even if they had a proper father figure, 90%. And once they're exposed, they're going to decompose. Peace.